I think all of us together couldn't tackle our next guest, but I'd like to try. He's a former MVP. Now he has a great show. It's Cam's YouTube channel. It's called 4th and 1. Say hello to the former NFL MVP, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Can we get a shot of the back of the shirt? Game changer, game manager.
That's fantastic.
I like that. All right. Might as well.
There you go.
Yeah. Game changer, game manager. How much do you spend on clothes each year?
I thrift.
You do?
I'm a avid thrift shopper.
I like that.
I figured out a long time ago I've made a lot of people money, and I only wear it once. So I figured if I just take that same metrics and spend cheaper coin on it,
okay,
I won't feel so bad.
But plus, when you wear it, certain people, when they wear something, it just looks better. So people will think you spent a lot of money, and you probably didn't. You just kind of piece it all together.
Almost all this was given outside of the... Yeah.
Okay. All right. The last time I think you were with us, this was Arizona. And you look at that picture. I think we have you here. Look at that kid. Yeah. Look at that. Look at clean cut. Who is it? Like, are you?
That's a guy you could take home to mom.
You could.
It's like a picture day.
Yeah. What about this guy, though?
Take him home to your grandma.
Did you ever want to act?
No, sir. I think behind the scenes, I had more enjoyment in kind of doing. But the level of commitment, and my girlfriend, she's an actor. So it's like I see what she does, and I'm like, nah, that's not me.
There's so much downtime on a movie set.
Right.
And because I've done a lot of Sandler movies, and you're there, and then you wait. You could wait 6-7 hours.
For sure.
And then you do 60 to 90 seconds on camera, and then your day is done. Couldn't do it. Too boring.
Yeah, I could say the same.
Yeah.
But the call times are what you're speaking on is a long time. But when you think about acting, it's not the acting per se, but reciting lines is kind of similar to what quarterbacks do anyway. When you get a playbook, you have to be able to recite it very eccentric and to the T.
You got to memorize.
You have to memorize it, right? So it's kind of similar, but you're not acting, but you have to recite lines.
But have you acted when you played to try to draw, a penalty?
Like flop? Air 90,
No, you never flopped? You never, screamed, in agony when you really...
A couple times.
Okay. How does that sound, though?
Man, listen, it's a game inside the game. You got to play the game.
Okay, but if I'm official and you get hit...
Murder!
No, that's too much.
Huh?
That's too much.
No, it's not enough.
Oh, it's not?
It's not enough. I would always tease the guys, in the quarterback room. Anytime I got close to the sideline and anybody touched me, ball going to where, everything, just hands up, whatever. But, yeah.
8 years ago today? Remember what you were doing?
Think so. I want to forget it, but
okay,
it's still there.
How about before the game, that feeling of you're going to play in a Super Bowl?
Right.
What was it like?
I just remember me being emotionally tired. It was so much that it's twice the media, twice the coverage. And I just kept thinking to myself, well, I just went to the podium the day before. Why do I got to go back? Also, the behind the scenes was making sure your family's here to take on this moment. That's draining too. Social media was a dynamic as this is now. And everywhere you look, that's the talk of the town. You can't go anywhere.
Plus, you were in a smaller market in Carolina. Then you go to the Super Bowl where everybody's at the Super Bowl.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. But I just remember just being mentally drained, over that whole week span. And really it's like 2 weeks too, because, you practice. Well, in Carolina, we was practicing that whole week, the excitement of everything. And then by the time you play the game, that's a whole nother story.
Okay. When did you know you were in trouble in that Super Bowl?
I never thought that we were in trouble. I just figured, because during that year, we just found ways to win. And I just figured that we were going to find a way to win. It wasn't pretty. We didn't have a lot of pretty games, but with the defense that we did have, with the offensive veterans that we did have, I just felt like we were going to yearn our way to a win, and it didn't happen.
What advice would you give Brock Purdy this week?
I would tell him, silence the noise and just do what he's been doing. I think we have to stop this narrative that I do not like Brock Purdy. That's not the case. I'm a fan of Brock Purdy, right? And what he's been able to do has been wowing from a fan as well as a person who's played this game. But I just call it how I see it. And I think what he's been able to do with getting guys the football has been something that we've seen a lot of people do, but not at this level.
Okay, but you're doing your job, but then you could understand how it would feel on his end or other people listening that you're assessing his talent or skill set, but he might view it if it's he's the 10th best player on his team.
He is.
Okay.
And that's just the truth. We have to normalize the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we're having a problem with digesting in sports, in media, and everything. It's the truth. But a
lot of athletes don't tell the truth.
Correct.
Because they're, it's like a brotherhood here. That quarterback and quarterbacks, we don't criticize each other.
I'm not criticizing him.
But it can come across that way.
It could from an untamed ear. Okay. Like you would hear that and you'd be like, oh, Kim's bitter. No, it's not. When you look at the 49ers rosters, that assessment was garnered from people saying Cam can't be serious. Brock Purdy is a game changer. And that's what I'm saying to myself. I'm like, yo, to be successful, you don't always have to be a game changer, right? So that kind of transitioned into another stint where I said, hey, in order to be a game changer, you have to be the top tier of your team. Right now, when I analyze the roster and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Fred Warner, Trent Wood, Debo, George Kittle, C-Mac, that's a lot of guys, but that's not to discredit what Brock has been able to do. And I think having platforms, people take sound bites, and this is a whole media is full of sound bites. Yes. And the narrative has always been Cam's just mad that Brock is doing something. I want Brock to win. Like I said on my show, I don't think the world is ready for Taylor Swift to garner a Super Bowl. What would that look like, right? Man. And even still then, it's like, yo, I love Travis Kelce. This is good for sports. This matchup is great for sports, right? So I'm going to have my popcorn ready.
Okay, but game manager, maybe if we changed it to game commander, game CEO, game manager, I think. Now, okay, help me understand this.
Okay.
Tom Brady, game manager?
Yes,
okay.
Elite.
And that's what I said. To me, it's a compliment if you know how to call a game.
See, it's like tiers. Right, and I think this game has only has only seen 4 to potentially 5 game changers in the 2023-2024 season.
All right.
Right, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
Okay,
right, that's 5.
All right.
So let's look at it through this lens. Game changer is at the top sphere of talent. Are you saying Brock Purdy is in that realm?
No.
Okay. So going back to my first thought was like we have to normalize the truth. This is not coming from malice. This is not coming from hatred.
Yeah.
This is not coming from, there's times where I've held myself to that same standard. I did not play my best football when I was forced to try to just be a game changer. No, Cam, just be a game manager. C-Mac is wide open. Hey, Greg Olsen is wide open. DJ Moore, Steve Smith, these guys are wide. Just get them the ball. I was not able to do that. So the great ones have that ability to say, okay, the game is dictating me to manage the game. Okay, now when everything is covered, now I have to take it upon myself to impact the game. And that's what the game changers do too.
Are you a Hall of Famer?
You asked me.
No, I'm coming again. Maybe I didn't get the answer I wanted last time.
No, maybe you're trying to just get some clickbait.
Yes.
I know this.
That's the media.
I know this.
That's the media.
I just admire
You too.
Listen. I admire you so much, and I remember having this conversation. And when you press that red button, thank you, Cam Bloom, and I just talked to my team, and I said, "Oh my God, I just went to a school for media for dummies." Because it was just so concise. There was never like this moment of, it was always like you had a bullet in the chamber. Bam, bam, bam. And I said, I gotta get my reps up. I gotta, so Dan Patrick, appreciate you. To your question, I don't care. I think what I've been able to do to this game, my presence was felt, and subjective opinions doesn't necessarily matter to me, and that's what really it comes down to.
But you don't think you're going to look at quarterbacks going in who played when you played and then go, man, I'm as good as him?
Well, there's some quarterbacks that's still playing that I have that same.
and what are their names again?
Golly, right?
Yeah.
You just love it, but Patrick Mahomes and just his soundbite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
What do you do better than Patrick Mahomes?
Humbly, nothing. And
you
I'm
run
okay.
better.
Yeah, but they don't even. You remember when Patrick messed his knee up?
Yeah.
Doing a quarterback sneak?
Yeah.
Have we ever seen him do it just imagine a tush push with Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Andy Reid, boy, hey.
No.
There would be so many people calling for his head. Right?
No, I don't want that.
He doesn't need to do that. I think I've seen him enough to know that they have this very strategic thing where they shift the tight end, Travis Kelce, and he will do the quarterback sneak, right? We've seen that, right?
So and he's a former quarterback.
He is.
In college.
And he's got the sports world in his palms right now.
Yeah. But do you envy Travis Kelce?
No. Man, dear United States of America, I would like to say, I don't just say one love for I love people. Like, I went to school, I got my degree in sociology, the study of. Like, I know why people, I'm so enamored of this evolving or this evolution of who Dan Patrick, that's what I enjoy most, right? Going back, the ESPN, pre-ESPN, like all that, just to kind of see how you got to this point. So for me to have any hatred or envy to a person, no, it's just me trying to say, like, let's normalize truth.